Hello, my name is Bonnie Barnes and I'm one of the co-founders of the Daisy Foundation. I am delighted to have a couple of minutes to share with all of you nurses at CARTI just why we at Daisy are so passionate about the work you all are doing every day for your patients and their families. It's now 22 years ago that my stepson Patrick died of complications of the autoimmune disease ITP. He was 33 years old. He and his wife Tina had just given us our first grandchild only 6 weeks before he woke up one morning with some peculiar symptoms, and what we found out was a dangerously low platelet count. Patrick was admitted to the hospital, and Mark, my husband, and I had the great gift of being able to spend time with him there pretty much day and night. And I have to tell you that at the end of the worst 8 weeks of our lives, Patrick passed away. Well, I'm sure many of you have been around families like ours. You go through this emotional roller coaster and suddenly it was over. Now what do we do? Well, we got together with his wife right after Patrick died and started thinking about what could we do to, help keep his wonderful spirit alive and maybe start to fill that gaping hole in our hearts that his death had left. We needed to find something positive to focus on that could remind us of all the good in Patrick's life, not all the misery of those worst weeks of our lives when he was in the hospital. Well, the more we talked, the more we realized that the one positive thing that we kept coming back to was the care of Patrick's nurses. Of course, they were excellent from a clinical standpoint, just as we assumed and expected they would be. But what really touched us and made a huge difference to our whole experience was the way they delivered their care. Patrick's nurses were incredibly compassionate, sensitive, and kind, not only to him, but to all of us in our family. And when he died, we were filled with this need to say thank you for what nurses do every day. Not only the excellent clinical skill you offer, and the compassion, of course, but your advocacy and your relentless searching for whatever it's going to take to help a patient get through their healthcare challenges. Well, we created the Daisy Foundation to accomplish our need to say thank you. DAISY stands for Diseases Attacking the Immune System, to keep us rooted in our experience with Patrick's nurses. And we created the Daisy Award as a way for patients, families, and coworkers to be able to share their stories of extraordinary compassionate care and say thank you to nurses for providing that care. Well, never in our wildest dreams did we imagine that today there would be more than 5,100 healthcare facilities and nursing schools, not only throughout the United States, but in 30 other countries as well. More than 170,000 nurses have been honored so far with the Daisy Award. But the most important statistic I love to talk about is this. More than 2 million times a patient, a family member, or a coworker has taken the time to write their story of extraordinary skill and compassion provided by a nurse to a patient, a family member, or to a coworker. More than 2 million times. So clearly, we are not the only folks who need to say thank you to all of you. Now, I know that the last couple of years have been unimaginably difficult for all of you nurses. And we have stood by watching you provide the kind of compassion and skill that you always provide, but doing it with a level of courage and commitment that is just inconceivable. So today I want to say a very special thank you to each and every one of you for all you do every day, for your never giving up, for your being there and standing up for your patients and for their families through these most challenging times. I ask that you please take care of yourselves. You are so, so special to all of us who are in your loving hands, and we are so concerned that you take care of your well-being and that you never forget the extraordinary difference you are making in the lives of so many people each and every day. It is a real privilege for all of us at Daisy to partner with you at CARTI, and I just want to tell you how grateful we are. So we wish you all the best. I can't wait to read the nomination stories of your Daisy honorees. And please remember that being nominated is in and of itself very special and meaningful recognition. Hold those stories in your hearts that patients and families and coworkers write for you, because they really do remind you of why you do this incredibly important work. Thank you so much. I look forward to the time when we get to visit in person, hopefully not too far in the future. Take good care. So long.